Hello everyone, welcome to the Sadana Forest Vegan Forest Festival. I am Varun and this is Ishanye. We will be sharing with you whole food plant-based sushi. Does that excite everyone?
Yes. That is like particularly the mothers whose children always crave for this.
Okay. So the first part of cooking, making sushi is to make the rice. And so I've taken 2.5 cups of rice and added a teaspoon of salt. You can replace that totally with miso. I have some miso also. We do have oil, we do have other things.
Why not white salt?
White salt, yeah.
Why you guys don't use it?
Why we don't use it in, let's say we use it. Vegan food is just a simple, vegan means I am against animal cruelty, I am fighting for animal liberation, and that's the 1, 2 and 3rd or 4th and the 100th reason to be vegan. Vegan means for the animals. Whole food plant-based means for ourselves, for my own body, for the peace of my mind, for my health, for optimal gut health, for optimal mental health. Now, that's where whole food plant-based will come into picture. Salt is the 3rd leading cause of death and disease. Did you know that? First is obviously butter, means fat in general. So it's not just a whole food diet because meat is a whole food. If you don't process meat and just eat whole meat or cacao nibs, for example, are whole foods, but they have avocado is a whole food, but they are exceptionally high in terms of the natural fat that is present in them, right? So because they are a high fat whole food, we don't consider them in a whole food plant-based diet. We technically, the word for a healthy vegan diet would be a low fat whole food plant-based diet. Does that make sense? Which is salt free, because salt is bad. All right.
Will be
With the dur aaye? I've come all the way to Sadana Forest because the power of community is really strong, right? It pulls you towards itself. Sorry?
We'll be coming back.
Please come.
Branch वगैरह मतलब branches.
If you want to run, we'll open a Bodhi Greens wherever you want. But we are very blessed because Dharamshala is a place which is a micro-cosmopolitan. So I've had the privilege of serving 80 plus nationalities in the last 7 years of my restaurant experience, Bodhi Greens experience. And I don't think, unfortunately, India has evolved as much with veganism. I see that, this community is really growing and we are very powerful now, more than ever before. But 7-8 years ago when I started, it was really tough. Indians are only now opening up to this palate, and most of our customers are not vegan. Vegan for the animals, so bhul hi jao. Vegan because they know that it's healthy, maybe. Like 1% vegan. Like the nuggets, the soya nuggets, or whole soya bean you just cook as a dal. It's nothing like it. It's fermented. So it has a very unique umami flavor. And the juice of the miso is also often referred to as gluten-free soya sauce or tamari. Now this miso is really special. This is used as a base, and I'm gonna talk more as I demonstrate. Miso can be heated, but we don't recommend heating it much. So we add the miso to the soup mixture towards the very, very end. To make miso soup, yeah.
Should we just add some water on it?
If you add water, then this will also start scraping out. I feel they keep it on low and just keep doing it. Whatever is sticking, we are prepared to lose it. Now what to do? After this, let's boil some water for the miso soup. Right, so the first ingredient you need for the miso soup is miso paste. This is miso paste. This is going to be good enough for all of us to taste. And then you add some water.
But then how do we make?
And then you need to mix it. Just mix it. Mix it into a slurry. You were saying?
You cannot make it at home.
Well, no. You have to buy it. There is a popular brand, Urban Platter or Ikigai, they also have, but that's not the best. make it yourself if you can get hold of koji. Koji is the difficult ingredient to get. Everything else is so simple. And then lock it in a Ziploc bag, keep it in a cold, clean environment, and after 1 year you have miso. Theoretically, it's very simple to make. But if you can find a good brand, my God. It was a struggle to find a good brand, so we just had to make it ourselves. Yeah, this one you can buy. This red rice is actually what we are going to be eating today is actually so nice. Now the second ingredient for miso soup is wakame. Now who knows wakame? Who doesn't know wakame? Alright, wakame is a seaweed. I am a big lover for seaweed. They are natural sources of iodine. They have exceptional antioxidants which are not found in vegetables that are grown on the land. And they also have some tiny amounts of natural DHA, which is one of the 3 forms of omega-3 essential fatty acids. Essential meaning we cannot make these fatty acids ourselves. We need to eat them in our diet. Like vitamin C, dogs, they make their own vitamin C. But for humans, it's an essential vitamin. We cannot make our own vitamin C. Similarly, omega-3 is essential, and wakame and even the other one, kombu, dashi rishiri. Kombu is very popular in miso soup because it gives that really nice umami flavor. Both of them are fishy, but we can use this like in abundance as much as we want. This really fluffs up, but this one we only want to use a tiny bit. This much is enough. So depending on the day, the vegetables, we come up with a broth recipe. Now broth doesn't have much flavor on its own, but it is a powerhouse. Without a broth, your miso soup is going to taste okay. So what I mean to say is that this is going to be a good recipe, but this is not the best recipe, because the best recipe, we say in cooking, every cooking process is an opportunity to add flavor. Every cooking process is an opportunity to add flavor. So when you're just adding water, it doesn't have much flavor. So we use broth instead. And in Japanese food, we call broth dashi. Why? Because we add kombu to dashi and it becomes dashi. Without kombu, broth is incomplete. So this is not going to be served to any of you. You can, if you want, taste it, but this is for that vegetable broth flavor. This is again, what is it called? Kombu. Dashi is the broth. Alright, kombu is used to make dashi. Now the last ingredient, the second last ingredient is wakame. Wakame is a sea vegetable. You see, it's just this much, but this is going to triple in size. It's going to increase the volume of the soup, as you will see.
So you add these 2 ingredients basically to enhance the flavor?
The wakame is as a vegetable. Kombu is for flavor. Kombu is exceptional flavor. Wakame also has flavor. It has a fishy, iodine-like flavor. Kombu has a deep umami flavor. So you can't get it from anywhere else. So if you are making a miso soup and you don't have dashi, which is vegetable broth, if you don't have a good dashi, then you still need to use a kombu. Otherwise, it's not going to have the best result.
So what is the best
Homemade.
Yeah, I mean, like any specific vegetable.
So you want to know how to make a vegetable broth?
Yeah. Which vegetable goes well?
Vegetable broth is based on something called Mir Po. Mirepoix.
You're a singer too?
Yeah.
Chef must be. That takes.
There are a lot of plant-based takers in Dharamshala.
Unfortunately, no. That's why we don't market as whole food plant-based. Our burger, which is oil-free, they're like, this is the best burger I've ever had. But they don't know it's oil-free. That's where I feel like, wow, achievement. If you tell a meat eater or like a random person who hasn't even tried vegan food, let alone whole food plant-based, they are not going to be open to the idea of, even trying it exactly. Or vegan. 'Cause, 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 Yeah. Same proportions will follow. And to give sesame a little bit of a boost, I'm gonna add the top part of the almond butter, which is the creamiest. This is my homemade almond butter. My dad is a tofu maker and he makes these products also single-handedly. On my website.
And the sheep pan in there?
The ship pan. Shiny side down. Now nori is not a square, it's a rectangle. So the long side down. Alright? Rule 1, shiny side down and long side down. So you're rolling a flatter roll rather than a steeper one. Does it make sense? You're rolling along the longer side.
We get bigger.
You get a longer roll as a result. Now because the nori is badly damaged, okay, I'll do it so that you have more cleaner ones to work with. Alright. The rice is still warm, but we will do with what we have. As it cools down, it's going to get a little more sticky. But in general, this rice is not a very sticky one. This water is going to help me in multiple ways. First of all, the rice is warm and it's helping me cool the rice down. Secondly, the rice is, as you can see, sticking to my fingers, sticking to my palm. No, it has to keep boiling.
Yeah, but we need to remove a little
No,
bit of water.
we'll remove. And just so the rice doesn't stick, I'm using more water.
Why don't you want the rice to stick?
To my palm? No, it's not to do with oil. This is how you roll sushi. Deepak has been coming to the restaurant for so many years now, right? How many years?
5, 6 years.
You've been to my restaurant in Ladakh? Goa. I had
Bodhi greens in Goa also?
I had one.
Okay.
But now we're focusing more on education. Unfortunately, restaurants just don't work as well. As people really want to learn this, and there is enough potential in the market in the coming years that we know that 1,000 restaurants will fall short of demand that is going to increase.
So you're focusing on education.
Education for now. Education. And because I'm a nutritionist also, I've studied nutrition from Cornell. I focus on education of culinary arts through with a specific focus on whole food plant-based nutrition, gut health.
You are teaching at the Art of Vegan School?
No, I'm not a part of them, but I've seen some of their work on Instagram. It looks really interesting.
Yeah.
But again, like, we are trying to create something of our own, because in India there is nothing whole food plant-based as much, right? Compared to, there are very few institutions that are whole food plant-based.
So you're coaching restaurant.
So I am the chef consultant for the world's largest animal protection organization called Humane Society International. I have been consulting with them for 4 years. I have trained over 6,000 students in 60 plus culinary schools in India. And in not just culinary schools, I've also consulted several restaurants in India and trying to help them build vegan menus. And there the focus is not whole food. There we make mock meats, we make mock egg, we make a lot of mock mayonnaise, which is really close. And when it comes to whole food plant-based, we call this mayonnaise. Like there's a little less scope when of whole food plant-based food.
So in Dharamshala you are serving sushi with this rice?
Sushi with the proper rice. This is not as sticky. This is not as proper.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Yes. The one, the sushi with the proper rice, the name of the rice, who's written it down? Tell me. Chak Hao.
And you were also telling about some Naga rice.
Naga rice is also popular, yes. Naga rice is quite popular. It comes from Nagaland. But it's very dark in color, still slightly sticky, not as much as the Chak Hao. Now that this is boiling, the broth is looking really good. I am tempted to taste it, and then we'll add the
We are also.
This is coconut milk paneer.
coconut milk. No. Coconut milk is not whole food plant-based.
Paneer is
This is really good.
Coconut milk is not whole food.
Coconut milk is not whole food. Because the fiber is out, na? So it's not whole food.
Okay.
Tofu it is.
Coconut milk
Yeah, it's not.
is not whole food plant-based. Now that's a very long discussion. We do use coconut milk sparingly every once in a while. Like I love coconut oil also, but even
These
that
are
is not
mushrooms.
whole food plant-based.
Yeah.
It's
And this is wakame.
only coconut is not. So soya is,
This
peanut is.
we remove the fiber of the peanut.
It's not to do with the fiber. Your eye is not a clinical or a scientific research which is randomized, double-blind, peer-reviewed,
Kombu that
placebo-controlled.
he added.
So we can't compare microscopic
Sesame.
eyes of 30 different universities in the world telling the other 30,000 to do the same research and have the same results.
Pure sesame does
So
not taste.
our eyes see that okay, coconut milk is nice and natural. Let's have a glass of coconut
couple of
milk.
things.
It's good. I mean, but when we put it to the test, turns out after the fiber being removed, the amount of saturated fat, especially the lauric acid, goes up really high, and that seems to have a bad effect on our arteries, on our overall health. So I do use coconut milk, but sparingly. Yeah, just like I use oil, but sparingly. But whether it is whole food plant-based, it is not. Soya milk, on the other hand, has been clinically proven to be the healthiest milk. No, that's just a myth. That's a myth. Phytoestrogens are different from animal estrogens. If you're really worried about children getting early puberty or you know your males getting man breasts and whatnot, then the real concern is actually cow's milk. Anyways, coming back to sushi. This is a thick cucumber, just what I need, and some carrots. And this tofu is not so good, so I'll give you a little less of this. Alright, now I'm gonna wet my fingers with some shiitake water. And actually I forgot one very essential ingredient. This is some sesame seeds. These aren't, we have only one flame. Now that this is almost boiled, we can add the miso also. Before I show you how to roll the sushi.
Miso is
Miso is fermented soya beans. Now, I will repeat that afterwards.
It's a long process.
It's a long process, whoever heard it. Now, once you've loaded your sushi roll, not like how they would commonly do it, you tuck the edges in, like tuck it in. Alright, this is the trick. I wanted 5 people to make it, but the time is out. So you better make this in your own free time. Alright, and this is your sushi roll. Ready.
Finally, participants including kids had the hands-on experience of rolling out sushi for the first time. under Chef Varun's guidance. While some participants couldn't participate hands-on due to time constraints, they still had the opportunity to taste the sushi and miso soup crafted during the workshop. The evening concluded with cherished memories from this fantastic experience with Chef Varun. A big thank you to everyone for watching our video.